Gentlemen, TIBLv version 2 opening day sim. I already went 2 days on this, but wanted to do something, so I'm going to just do a quick run through, a little preview, and then play a home game for each team, or at least part of a home game, especially so you guys see the new ballparks. The ballparks are really something else in this game. So we're going to start in the AL East, and that means we start with the Cleveland Indians. Steve Baronson's Indians. Nolan Ryan, Bob Feller, two hard throwers. Ryan got a nice little steroid boost, so he's well over 100 miles an hour. Looked like he pitched pretty well in the opening day shutout as well, although he did have the 6 walks. And then Sid Finch came in at throwing 168. He got a boom or a Roger, so he's up to 173. One pitch though, but should be a good closer. Finch will be an interesting closer. Interesting lineup. Henderson, best leadoff in history. Clemente, always great in this game. Got a nice steroid boost. So interesting lineup there. A little worried about Dunston here at fifth. Even though he got a boost, he may not quite be a fifth hitter. But overall, I think the Indians will be in contention here in the AL East. Second AL East ownership team is the New York Yankees and Troy's team. Whenever you got Willie Mays, that's good. So Willie's one of the best overall franchise guys, as you would expect. It's where they got him bet him fifth here, though. Hunter Pence fourth. Kent Herbeck, a nice little guy. Joe Morgan is the one he stole from his brother. Joe Morgan should be great in this game, as he was in real life. By the way, let's switch these to. These scouting reports are all pretty low at this point. So. Probably a little weak at shortstop with Scooterose, the shortstop, either that or Marvin Demas. Pitching, Mad Bum, Johnny Antonelli. Juiced up Kevin Milam. Juiced Kevin and Paul. Blackburn got the injury. In fact, whenever you guys see this armovascular joint irritation, however you pronounce that, that's the first injury there is in the game. So anytime anybody gets a steroid injury, that's the one I pick. One, because it's right there and I don't have to scroll down, and two, because then we know what it is. So I'm sure somebody could get it without it being steroid, but generally it is. We don't want to look at my team. We want to look at the Yankees. So overall, the Yankees, I think, also contention in the AL East. Rest of the AL East, Brewers, they got some interesting guys. Yount and Robinson. Chet Lemon's okay. Hargrove, Whitaker. I'm sure about this pitching, although I guess he did pitch a no-hitter in real life yesterday. So, the Brewers might be interesting. They got some guys. The no longer Red Sox. Whenever you got Ted Williams, you've got a chance. So Ted Williams, they got Nomar, Soto, Norris, Bruce. Don't call me Jason Smith. Hurst. They're doing all right too. I think they might be in the mix, especially Ted Williams puts anybody in the mix. Twins. Yeah, J.R. Richards, good. He throws hard, and actually, his control's not that bad in here as it was in the other one. Harmon Killebrew is, one of the weaker of the franchise guys. The Twins they're probably more like last place there. So, AL East, we're going to go Indians and Yankees competing with the Red Sox for the AL East. All right. So, let's move on and look at the AL West. So the AL West, we'll start with the A's. Walt moving out from one coast to the other, taking over the A's and bringing in Bob Gibson. Kind of hard to go with Bob Gibson, or hard to go wrong with Bob Gibson. One of the best pitchers ever. He's incredible in here. Pitched 7 shutout innings in game 1, so looking good. Oral Hershiser, Burt Blyleven, Sal Fernandez, even Cliff Lee as a 5th starter is pretty good. A's starting pitching looks pretty good. Offensively, it's a little tough. Cecil Cooper should be good. I mean, he's got some great ratings. He was a hell of a player in real life. And Jimmy Ray Hart has a TIBL legacy. Reggie Jackson, maybe. Carlos Baerga was really good for me in the early years. Lefty O'Doul has some incredible ratings. Got to work out his fragile-ish. But Overall, I think the pitching here is strong. The offense may struggle a little bit. Oh, I didn't even see this. This Sandy Koufax out for 3 months. So wow, imagine that rotation when you add Sandy Koufax to it. So that's going to hurt a little bit, but pitching is definitely going to carry the A's. Who do we have in there? We have Mark Francisco's Seattle Mariners. Mark ended up picking more than you would have thought. He got some really good starting players. Ken Griffey Jr. Good Lord, out for 9 to 10 months with a concussion. This happened to him last time. I don't know. Griffey just has so many injury problems in TIBL. He's not even didn't even have a fragile rating on that. I don't know what it is about Griffey that he has so many injury problems. But so he's out for the year. Will Clark's out for 3 weeks. You got Manny, you got Scott Rowland, you got A-Rod, Keith Hernandez. Pretty good offense. And when you get these two guys back, that's going to be a hell of an offense. Pitching's probably a work in progress. Satchel Paige eventually should be something else, but he's not quite there yet. So Bob Ojeda and Steve Blass to start. The Mariners are pretty much the opposite of the A's. So the Mariners are more offense and less pitching. So we'll call them about even, see which one has better injury luck. AJ's Tigers are in the AL West. Why are in the AL West? Because I had to move divisions around to balance out active owners. So, pretty good offensively. Frisch was a star last time. Lindor's one of the best shortstops in the league. Hank Aaron's ridiculously underrated in real life and in here. Big Poppy had big years for me with the Orioles. Matt Williams has got a lot of room to grow, and Josh Gibson should turn out to be the best catcher in the league. So a lot of going on offense. Pitching wise, and make their first pitching pick to the 9th round. So it's gonna be a little rough here in pitching wise to start for the A's. Looks like Soriano had a steroids injury, but he also got a nice boom. So he's looking like a potential of a guy that could be something down the road, but he's gonna miss 6 weeks this year. Hal Reniff, well, that was one of their other better pitchers, or at least a bullpen guy, but he's going to be out for the year. So overall, though, I think offense is good. Pitching's going to struggle. I think the Tigers might be building more for the future. Let's look at the other teams in here. Angels, of course, you got Trout, and he's good, if not great. Albert Bell, one of the best hitters. He should be something. Edgar Martinez, totally underrated hitter. The Angels' middle of the lineup's pretty good. Kirk Gibson, David Justice, Gary Carter should be something eventually, although those ratings are a little worse than I thought. DeGrom is always great. El Cid kind of go either way. He looks pretty good to start. So Angels got an interesting team. I think they're going to be in a mix. They might be more balanced than the human teams. So what do we have left? The Texas Rangers. Trammell's good. High Pocket Skelly. We know how good Roy Hobbs can be in the beginning of the part for the first 2 years. I don't know that I want Dave Henderson being my cleanup guy, but Pryor was a stud in our league last time. Whitey Ford was very good. John Lester's afraid to throw to first base. They're pretty balanced, pretty even team. I'll put them they're fighting probably for a wild card. Royals had been good in our past game, and they had Kevin Mitchell as well. So Kevin Mitchell, Jeff Kent, Gary Matthews. What is this? The Giants? We got. Why is Jeff Kent is the number one rated second baseman in the league? All right. Tony Perez was a hell of a hitter with the Reds, so he's interesting. The Royals they've got an interesting lineup. Pitching wise, Apier's their franchise guy, and Sabathia is good. Dravecki, Rice, Tanana. If nothing else, it's gonna be way more close between the human teams and the computer teams than it was last time around. All right, so that's the AL East. Just take a look. Where's my time at? 9:45. All right, NL East. We've got three pretty active owners. We got the Pirates. Bonds looks like a bargain at 15 million after the 73 million he cost last time. He's always incredible. Manny Sanguin, I had him last time. Great defensive catcher, good hitter. He he was a hell of a catcher. So McGuire, I believe he's on the juice. He did pretty good one too. So we got Juiced McGuire looking to launch. We got Gorman Thomas. Pretty sure Canseco was on here. Where'd Canseco go? Is he hurt? Hmm. Where Canseco went? Maybe I made that part up. I thought Canseco. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's down here because he got suspended. So, yeah, Canseco got a big boom, but he also got suspended for 50 games, so he's there to not take away his roster spot. So, yeah, this lineup is going to be something else when you get Bonds, McGuire, Thomas, Canseco. That is a lot of power. Jackie Robinson, great overall player. Got Willie Wilson with some speed. A young Carlton is going to be great. Smoltz is very good. Doc Ellis, Nuke Lelouch, got Mariano to close it out. The Pirates have got to be an early favorite here in TIBL2. A lot of like about the Pirates. They did well with their first round pick. All right. So who else is? We got the Cubs. Um, Bratton Sandberg. I mean, you had the 1-2 punch there in the 3-4 spot. It's about as good as it gets. And then interesting here at the top, North and Lofton, we got the double leadoffs, and then a lot of lefty power behind that. Parker, I think he was better in real life than his ratings are, although these are low accuracy, so maybe he's a little higher than that. We'll see. Randy Johnson, Kerry Wood, get some big strikeout pitchers there. We got Eck, the best closer, with him and Mariano. So there's a lot to like about the Cubs. Kirby injured here for 3 weeks on a steroid, and Vita Blue injured for 3 to 4 months on a steroid. The Vita Blue thing hurt because that's one of the top pitchers. That's the third overall pick, a top pitcher, and gonna miss half the season. So the Pirates just barely over the Cubs, in my opinion, because of that. Let's see where the Mets are at. So, wow, Mets pitching, unbelievable. Seaver is the franchise, and then Maddox, who was the best pitcher in our entire league last time. So, Seaver Maddox 1-2 punch is pretty unbelievable. After that, Hamaker's good. Petrie's fine for a fourth guy. Lackey's an inning inner for a fifth guy. This guy's whatever. He got a steroid injury, but no big deal. Steve Howe is the closer. He's pretty good. This lineup is we have Alomar, McCovey, Stargell, Maris. That's a lot of power, not to mention Cruz and Murphy. And the Mets are going to be considerably improved over the last time Mets, and especially now that they're not starting so much behind the 8 ball on the finances. I think a good thing for the Mets. Looks like a 3-man race there. The Pirates have the slight edge to me. The Reds, well, they got Wade Boggs, they got Rizzo, they got Johnny Bench, they got Fernando. They got some guys, but overall, probably not as much depth as the human teams. So I'm gonna pick them to be lower down. Phillies, well, Schmidt is always Schmidt, and Ted Simmons can rake. Ray Durham, third highest. This game loves Ray Durham. He's always rated really high in this game. So he's up there. Jim Edmonds, pretty good. Jim Palmer has, one of the best pitchers in the league, their first pick. But overall, top to bottom, Philly's a little lower. We'll call them a work in progress. How about the Cardinals? Well, when you start with Stan Musial, you're starting pretty good. Although he's gonna get better. He didn't start as dominant from the beginning. Rose got traded here. Cabrera got traded here. Sundberg, Arenado. They got some pretty good overall players. Chris Sale's top pitcher. He's a 12th overall pick. Candelaria had some moments in our last draft. Other than that, so. I think and the Cardinals, and they're not quite there, but you got to be lookout for them eventually because of Stan Musial. All right, last division, NL West. The Trading Braves of Atlanta So Adam's back at it. He's got Buster. He brought in Pujols. Pujols is a monster. That was a great trade for Adam. Pujols is going to do well. Dwayne Kuiper didn't get the didn't get the juice, Adam. What's going on, buddy? Got to give him the juice. Um, so we got Kuiper. Jeter's always great. Al Oliver hits. Ruth is undeniable. Shinjo, great defense, but a little worried about his bat here. Probably need something else there in the bat. This pitching lineup, though. Gooden, Kane, Lincecum. Man, that is nasty. That is a lot of strikeouts, those top three guys. So really strong there. Got Al Holland, Tug McGraw, Sergio in the bullpen. Strong Braves team. So hard to predict too much in the Braves team because half these guys won't be here within a couple weeks. That's just the way it goes when you're in Atlanta. All right, let's look at your San Francisco Giants. This hurt. Ron Guidry, fourth pick, our second pitcher, and he is out for the year. So that's tough to replace when there's not that much pitching depth in this league right now. So I'm very concerned about the pitching. I love Ichiro. He's gonna work his way up. Love DJ. Love Mantle. Murray's gonna be a big star. Carew can hit. Traded for Robinson. Old Man Earl, Willie McGee, Ozzie Smith. I think this is the thing that this year's team is gonna really have to hang its hat on. This team's defense is got to be something else. So you got an all-time shortstop in Ozzie Smith. You got an all-time right fielder in Ichiro, probably the best defensive third baseman of all time in Brooks Robinson. JT Snow, great. He's not a starter, but he can come in late. DJ LeMahieu's a 10 at second base. Mantle's a 10 in center. McGee's a 9 in left. Boone's not a starter, but he can come in. So the Giants can actually put out all 9s and 10s on defense, and that's going to be nice to help make up for the lack of depth in the pitching. Hitting wise, Mantle, Murray, Carew, LeMahieu, Ichiro. There's a lot of good hitters in this lineup. So not as much power as the Orioles of the past, but and a lot more speed than they used to have. So speed and defense is a little different look for the Giants than it was in the past. Let's see what else we have here in the NL West. Expos, Mookie Wilson, Jack Clark, Larry Walker's really good in here. Remember, he's got some incredible ratings. He's their franchise guy. Chris Bryant, he didn't seem to make much of an impact last time through. Jimmy Fox has got high ratings. Bobby Grich is not that. That's Bob Watson. Bobby Grich has got. I don't know why they rate Bob Grich fourth overall. They do. But Rick Langford, Dennis Martinez. I don't think this Expos team is going to be quite up to par with the Giants and the Braves. Let's see what the Padres have got going. Well, we got Joe Charbonneau, who last time got a big steroid boost, I think. Maybe it was a random. He got something that turned him into a monster last time. Probably not there this time unless he gets something similar. Gil McDougall. This guy always shows second highest thing. He's a pretty average real life player. I don't know why he's rated so highly. Suspended for 15 games. Dwayne Murphy, Tony Gwynn, of course, one of the best hitters of all time. He is their franchise guide, so can't trade for him. Billy Chappell's interesting. Their first round pick. I like him, but 33 years old. I'm not sure I'm taking a guy that old in the first round. So Padres, yeah, Trevor Story, Dwayne Murphy, great defense. Mike Stanley, I don't think they have enough in the middle of the order, so we're not going to worry that much about the Padres. How about the Rockies? Well, we got Boog Powell hitting in Coors Field, so that should be good for a lot of home runs. But other than that, Paul Blair's mostly a defensive guy. Bake McBride was a good early Oriole in the last time through, but he was like a 9-hitter. Marichal, Barker, Hudson, pretty good starting pitching. Jose Mesa, Bo McLaughlin. So Rocky's going a little bit more pitching in course, so that'll be an interesting thing to go. All right, now I'm at the Houston Astros. Some pretty good hitters right there. Paul Molitor, Jeff Bagwell, Art Shamsky. I'm not sure why he's batting third, but I mean, Sosa, of course, always has power. Klesko, Veritek. Yeah, I like the beginning of the lineup. The bottom doesn't wear me out that much. Carpenter, Welch, John Robinson, Kohler. God, that's a whole lineup of pitchers that get guys out and win games, but just don't overwhelm anybody. I don't see a lot of strikeouts, so it'll be interesting out of Houston. It feels like the NL West, the computer teams are a little less challenging than they were in the rest of the league. All right, I'm gonna stop this video and then we're gonna do a second one where we actually play out some games.